Story number 1, Wrong Number. In June 2004, an unsuspecting 911 operator received a very strange call. A young woman named Martha Stewart called 911 in the early hours of Saturday evening, where John, one of the operators working at the time, picked up the call. The call began with Martha trying to make an order for a pizza. Even after being told several times that she had called the wrong number, Martha continued to order her pizza as if she could not hear or understand John. John had been a 911 operator for over 6 years, and his training led him to believe that something else was going on. He then began asking Martha simple yes or no questions and was able to establish that she was being held against her will and asking for help.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Sorry, ma'am, you've called the wrong number.
Yes, I want an extra large with ham and pineapple.
Ma'am, this is 911. You've called the wrong number.
No extra cheese, but I'd like some extra sauce, please.
Ma'am, is there someone there with you?
Yes, that's right.
Are you able to tell me what is going on?
No.
Do you need me to send an officer to your home? Are you in danger?
Yes, I am.
Okay, ma'am. What is your address? I've dispatched a car to your location, and they should be there in a few minutes. Are you able to stay on the line with me?
I'm not sure.
Can you tell me what your name is?
Martha Stewart.
Okay, Martha. An officer will be there as soon as possible. Stay on the line with me as long as you can. Can you tell me how many people are there with you?
Just one.
Is this someone that you know holding you against your will?
Yes.
The officers are only a block away now, Martha. You're doing great. Just stay on the line with me.
I'll be paying cash on delivery for the pizza.
Is it still safe for us to talk, Martha?
I don't know.
I want you to stay on the line with me as long as you can. But if you feel like you're in danger, then hang up the phone and wait for the officers to get there.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the house with you, or are you expecting anyone to come home?
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Martha hung up the call shortly after that. She had to wait a further 5 minutes for the officers that were dispatched to her area. The officers were advised to keep their sirens off and did not announce themselves before knocking on the door, and Martha was able to let them into the home. Before this incident, Martha Stewart had recently ended an abusive relationship with a very violent ex-boyfriend, George Marcus. She said that he was an alcoholic and would beat her on a constant basis. With the help of her family, she was able to end the relationship. George arrived at her door on the night of the call in a drunken state. Martha had unlocked the door with the intention of telling George to leave or she'd call the police. Before she got the chance to, George kicked the door down and forced his way into the house. Martha said she received a beating from George before he sat himself down on the couch as if they'd never broken up. He ordered her to make him something for dinner, which is when she got the idea to call and order a pizza instead. George watched Martha closely as she dialed 911 and pretended to be ordering a pizza for him. John, who'd received years of experience, realized that something was wrong and began to ask her the right questions in order to understand the situation. Officers were dispatched and arrived at Martha's house shortly after she was forced to end the call. An ambulance was called on site to treat her, but Martha's injuries were only minor bruises and cuts. Her ex-boyfriend was taken into custody, and Martha received a police escort to her parents' house nearby. If it weren't for Martha's quick thinking and John's years of training, Martha might not have gotten the help she needed that night. Story number 2. There's a man in the house. The names and locations in this story have been kept anonymous. On the last day of October in 2002, the streets were filled with young trick-or-treaters going from house to house in a small neighborhood. It was just past 11 p.m. when a 911 operator received a disturbing call from a 10-year-old girl. The 10-year-old girl had just gotten back home from a night of trick-or-treating with her younger brother and her mother. Shortly after they got home, an intruder broke into their house through the back door, which had been left unlocked at the time. The 10-year-old girl thought quickly and hid herself underneath the bed in her and her brother's bedroom and called 911 for help while the intruder made his way through their home.
911 operator, where's your emergency?
There's a man in the house.
There's a man in the house?
Yes, there's a man inside the house.
Okay, and what's your address?
We live at...
Okay, and is there anyone else in the house with you?
My brother and my mom, but I think he has them because they were downstairs, and I heard him yelling.
Are you saying the intruder has your mother and your brother?
Yes. They were downstairs.
And where are you?
I'm hiding underneath my bed.
Are you downstairs?
No, I'm upstairs. I'm in my bedroom. I'm underneath the bed.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old, but I'm turning 11 next month.
You're 10 years old? That's good. You're doing so good. I need you to stay on the phone with me. I'm trying to get an officer over to you right now. Just stay on the phone with me.
Okay. I think I need to whisper because I think he can hear me.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to speak at all if you think he can hear you. Just stay on the line with me. The officers are on their way.
I think he's coming upstairs.
Just stay where you are and stay quiet, okay? The officers are on their way now. Are you able to lock your bedroom door? Don't speak, just say yes or no if you can.
No.
Okay, sweetie. Just stay underneath the bed and don't speak if you think he can hear you.
He's going back down the stairs now because my brother started crying.
He's back downstairs?
Yes. My brother is crying and he's yelling at them.
The officers are on their way. We have a lot of officers in your area and they're heading to you now. Is there anyone else in the house beside you? Your mother and your brother?
No.
And is it just the one intruder?
I think so.
Can you tell me what he looks like? I don't want you to go try and see him. Just tell me if you know what he looks like.
No. I didn't see him. I was upstairs when I heard him come in through the back door. I hid under the bed. I didn't see him.
That's okay. The officers are there now.
They're here?
Yes, they're coming to the front door now.
Thanks to the quick thinking and bravery of a 10-year-old girl, the intruder that broke into their home on the night of October 31st was apprehended and no one was injured. The mother of a young 10-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy arrived home past 11 p.m. after a long night of trick-or-treating. Her 10-year-old daughter had gone upstairs to get ready for bed just as a man broke into their house through the unlocked back door. The mother and her 8-year-old son were being held captive downstairs, while the 10-year-old daughter hid underneath her bed upstairs and called 911. The 911 operator stayed on the line with the 10-year-old girl and tried to get as much information as possible in order to send help her way. The operator stated after the incident that she could hear the fear in the little girl's shaky voice, but she stayed brave throughout the whole thing and gave the operator all the information she needed to send the officers. When officers arrived at the scene, they were able to kick down the front door and the intruder surrendered. He had not injured anyone and did not have time to steal anything from the home. He was arrested and the family of 3 learned that it is better to always keep their back door locked. Story number 3. A Long Fall. In the year 2012, a man, who will remain anonymous, went on a long hike, which he had done many times before. The man had hiked down the same trail several times, and nothing bad had ever happened. One day in the middle of July, the man went down the same trail again. The week before, that day had been riddled with thunderstorms and floods. The trail he hiked down was muddy and unstable, but the man was confident in his hiking skills. He started his hike early in the day, and around late afternoon, a 911 operator received a call from the man.
Is your emergency?
I'm not sure. I think I might have hit my head. I can't think of the name of the trail right now.
You think you've hit your head?
Yes. I know what trail I'm on, but I can't think of the name right now. My head is throbbing.
Alright, I do have your coordinates. I need you to stay on the line with me. I've sent a search and rescue to you right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I was hiking, and I fell. There was a cliff. I think the ground gave way.
You've fallen off a cliff?
Yes, there was a lot of mud, and I fell. I think I'm at the bottom of a cliff now.
Do you know how far you fell?
I'm not sure. I can't see anything. It's dark. I can't see.
It's dark and you can't see. Is there something on top of you?
Yeah, I think there is. I think it's mud or something. I can't move.
Don't try and move. The search and rescue are on their way. They have your coordinates and they're searching the area.
Okay.
Are you alone? Is there someone there with you?
No. I'm alone. No one knows I'm out here.
Alright,
I hike this trail all the time.
that's okay. I need you to tell me if you're injured or not.
I'm not sure. I think I hit my head and I can't really move or feel anything.
Alright, search and rescue are nearby at your location. Just hold on and stay on the line while you wait for them, okay?
Okay.
While hiking down a trail that he's hiked down several times before, the man stood at the edge of a cliff admiring the view at the end of the trail. He didn't realize that the rain and flooding over the week had severely weakened the cliff's structure. The ground beneath him gave way, and the man fell nearly 50 meters to the bottom. The man was unsure if he lost consciousness, but was able to reach for his phone and call 911 for help. The 911 operator was able to get some information out of the man, but his head injuries made it difficult for them to find his location. They were able to determine his coordinates from the phone call, and search and rescue was sent to the area straight away. The man was unsure if he was injured and was unable to move due to debris and mud from the cliff edge being stacked on top of him. The man stayed surprisingly calm during the ordeal. After the incident, the man said he didn't even think he was in immediate danger because he couldn't feel any pain, and the only reason he called 911 was because he couldn't move. The caller's phone lost signal, and the call to 911 was abruptly ended. The search and rescue found him soon after that, and he was airlifted to safety. The man was sent to the hospital with a spinal injury that caused temporary paralysis in his lower body. The man said he was thankful for the injury because otherwise he might have been in extreme pain during the ordeal, and he might not have been able to react the way he did and call for help.